Hello everyone, we're going to be doing homework number 9's number 1. What are the critical value for a two-tailed t-test when alpha is equal to 0.02 and n, the sample size, is equal to 19? So let's get right to it. So it says flat out, what are the critical value? So we're going to be finding CV, or the critical value. So before we do that, let's find out what we know already. We know that n is equal to 19, alpha is equal to 0.02, and it says here for a two-tailed test. So we're going to write that piece of information down as well for a two-tailed test. So let's find it. So a little reminder how we did things beforehand. We found the critical value by using the degrees of freedom and the confidence level, as shown right here. We have the degrees of freedom here and the confidence level down there. And then using those two pieces of information, we would pinpoint a number here, and that would be our answer. So we're going to be doing the same thing, but instead, we're going to be using alpha instead of the confidence level. As shown here, to find critical value, we're going to be using degrees of freedom and alpha. So let's find alpha. So to find alpha, well, it just kind of flat out just gives it to us. So alpha is going to be 0.02. Next up, let's find degrees of freedom. Now to find the degrees of freedom is just degrees of freedom is equal to n minus 1. As we know now, n is equal to 19. So we're going to plug in 19 for n. 19 minus 1 is 18. And with that, we know these two pieces of information, and we're going to be putting it into that little form factor up there. So this is it written out, along with a very important piece of information, a two-tail. So we're going to be using these three pieces of information in the t-table. So first off, let's find out how we're going to use alpha and the two-tail information. So let's just find out right here, two tails, and we're going to use alpha. So we're going to look through the two-tail section, and there it is, our alpha 0.02. Now we're going to find degrees of freedom of 18. There he is. And we're going to be using degrees of freedom 18 and alpha 0.02. And we're going to pinpoint an answer in which it's going to be 2.552. So 18 degrees of freedom and an alpha of 0.02 is equal to 2.552 critical value. But we're not done yet. As said before, we're going to be dealing with a two-tail. So then a two-tail critical value is always going to be a positive and negative number. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply this information to our answer, and then we're going to get a critical value of positive and negative 2.552. And with that, we have our answer B.